Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch It Up show. I am your host today, Seth Trav, and thank you for taking a break from our Treehouse of Horror Spectacular over on our Preachcast stream. Is that what it's called, our friend Glenn? Stream? Our feed. Our Preachcast feed.
Absolutely, my man, because now, as I'm sure you are all aware out there in podcast land, the Preachcast, the Switch It Up show, Tales from the Crypt, it came from Cherry Hill. Each and every single one of these shows is available as a standalone feed for you, the people, over in iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play. The list goes on, and so do the great times right here on the Switch It Up show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And if you need a little time to deal with everything you just heard, we're going to give it to you because we're going to let those sweet, sweet beats ride. Hana Mana Gucci, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's just that music. I want to say it is. It's got to be. But it gets me going. It gets the blood pumping.
You're invigorated. You've got the energy in you. I can tell. I'm listening 100%. To that, and I was like, Seth Trav, we can cut another episode right after this.
We can
you
do
can do it. We're going to do it. You're going to do it. It's going to happen.
Night. We can do it all. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the game I am reviewing today cannot do it all.
Oh, that's not good.
It's a bit of a shame. It is actually by our great friends over at NIS America, and it's part of the series that I really found I love since starting the Switch It Up show. A game out of the Sega series. It's called Prinny. Can I Really Be a Hero? It comes out October 13th, 2020, and it costs $19.99, and you get 100 gold coins when you purchase it digitally. 1,000 chances to be a hero or die trying. Master Etna demands the ultimate dessert, and it is up to a legion of lowly Prinnies to make it. Jump, slash, and combo your way through different stages of the Netherworld. Devastate enemies and bosses with special attacks and encounter both new and familiar faces in this explosive action adventure from the twisted minds behind the Disgaea series. It is a one-player game. It is an action platformer. Again, it's from our good friends over at Nippon Ichi Software. That's NIS America. And again, it comes out on October the 13th. Thank you for letting us play it early. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do love the Disgaea series. I do. I think it's fun. I think it's weird. I think it's super kitsch, and they're great strategy RPGs. This seemed awesome to me because I like that irreverent humor, and I was like, oh, I really want to do just a nice platforming game, maybe a little action to it. And this has that. It's a lot of slashing. It's a lot of jump and slash away. But the game suffers greatly from the fact that it came out originally on the PS1. And it shows. It really, really shows. It doesn't really feel like they beefed up the graphics that much. I feel like maybe they just added some more color to it, but you can still notice some pixelation on a lot of the things. A lot of the character models, they don't seem as clean as they could be. The music is good still, I want to say. Overall, I think graphically it works because of how it is. It feels a lot like, I want to say, like Mickey's Castle of Illusion. The original one, like graphically, I feel like it's like that, which it's okay and it works for this series because the Prinnies are goofy and weird and it's fun and it's goofy and it's weird and you can have these little odd moments, and the platforming is fun. There is a challenge to it, but the challenge isn't one that I personally enjoy because I find it challenging just to play it. Like I said, it came out on the original PS1, and one of the amazing drawbacks to that is that apparently back then, and this made me realize how I play platforming games just in general, you can't say jump and move at the same time. Well, you can, but you have to be like making that motion all at once. So you have to at the same time press like forward and jump if you want to move forward and jump. You can't jump and then press forward and only move forward a little bit. It doesn't work like that. And that's how apparently I play these platforming games and have been playing platforming games for like ever, is that I jump first and then I move forward a little bit if I want to land on an enemy. You can't do that here because it does not work. You press jump and then you move and it doesn't do anything. You can't move. It doesn't work. I tried multiple controllers because I was like, this has to be a mistake. It seems so stupid to me that you wouldn't have that ability, but you don't, which to me just suggests that they did a kind of bad port over of this one, which is a real shame because I, again, love NIS. I love the Disgaea series. I think it's a lot of fun, but this game was not that much fun. I found it more frustrating to play than anything just because of the limits of its original processes. And if they had just updated a couple of these things, I think maybe if they put a patch in, it could be great. But for right now, I've got to give Prinny, what is it called? Prinny. I'm so sorry. Prinny, Can I Really Be a Hero? Couldn't remember the last bit of it. Sorry about that. Prinny, Can I Really Be a Hero? I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5.
Man, that's one of the lowest scores I think we've ever given an NIS game, and that's a shame because when we first got the release for this, the notes and everything, the screenshots, I thought they looked great. I thought this game looked like a blast.
I thought it looked like a ton of fun. I thought it was going to be a great time. Join us on the next episode because I will actually be reviewing Part 2 or Game 2 because we did get both, and I actually have not played it yet. So I'm giving myself a good few days, and I'm going to dive into the second one, which is Prinny 2. I honestly don't remember this, and I'm so sorry. I tried to not play it for a reason because I was so kind of upset with this one. I was like, I got to do this one. I got to play a bunch of games, got to get them locked and loaded, and then I got to go into this new one with fresh eyes. That's what we're going to do. So join us on the next episode where I will give a review of Prinny 2. Much ado about Prinnies.
There you go, my man.
That's what it's called.
Well, here,
it's called Dawn of Operation Panties. So get ready for that.
Well, let me lighten the mood a little bit with my title right here, and that's going to be Breakpoint, which is available right now in the Nintendo eShop for the low price of $4.99. Gotta love that deal. Now, let me go ahead and give you the synopsis here. Charge, break, defeat, repeat. We mixed elements from classic arcade games with the modern sensibilities to bring you Breakpoint, a challenging top-down score chaser featuring melee weapons that explode. In a twist on the twin-stick shooter formula, you have no ranged attack. Instead, you slice, crush, and blast your way through the swarm. Push your weapons to their breaking point to unleash a devastating explosion on your enemies. Break, charge, and break. Again, break your weapons as you fight to stay alive. It features master the challenge of a single focused game mode. Wield 5 distinct melee weapons, each with 3 levels of upgrades. Break your weapons, annihilating everything in the blast zone. Dodge through swarms of 12 different enemies. Compete with your friends for score or reach the top of the global leaderboard. And watch the best run of anyone in the world through the replay system. We play a lot of different kind of shoot 'em up games here on the Switch It Up show, and it's weird because I usually grab them a lot of the time because they're usually pretty quick to pick up, start playing, and jump right into, and that's part of the experience that I'm looking for over on the Switch. I tend to lead towards either pick it up real quick and play it, or spend a lot of time in some weird visual novel. Those are the two worlds that I seem to live in on the Switch. But I really do like these shoot 'em up games, and I think Breakpoint does have something to it with its different kind of take on the genre, because a lot of times you see the same type of thing where it's a shoot 'em up game, it's a bullet hell type of style playthrough where you're just going from the left side of the screen to the right side, or from the bottom of the screen to the top, shooting your way through a lot of different enemies and spaceships, and there's like a loose story, and it's really nothing. It's usually nothing to write home about unless it's got like a really cool soundtrack or something. But Breakpoint is just different because, like they mentioned, you don't really have any type of ranged attack. You have some type of like weird melee weapon of choosing, whether it be a spear or a hammer or a scythe or something like that. And basically, as you're going through and you're fighting these little waves of enemies, kind of think asteroids, if you can remember, just like the very basic, at least in most cases, before you start to level up to some of the other enemies. You have a lot of these like little triangle guys that are around the screen, and you're kind of hacking and slashing your way. And as you're going through and you're defeating more and more enemies, your weapon is getting bigger, you're getting more points, you're able to upgrade, and your weapon eventually, as you're starting to use it more and more, has a little bit of a meter towards the bottom that shows you how much damage you're putting on it. And even though you're getting close to destroying that weapon, the bigger the weapon gets, the larger your area of attack is, and once it finally breaks or explodes, anything in that area or that blast zone is annihilated. Your score goes through the roof, and then it's rinse and repeat. You get another weapon, and you get to do it again. And what's cool about this, it is a twin stick shooter, so you're moving around with one, and you're spinning the ship around with the other, positioning yourself, kind of just hacking and slashing. So if you're not a fan necessarily of a traditional kind of like, shoot 'em up type game where you're just flying the ship around, in this, the whole level is flat, and you can see most of it. It's not like the screen is scrolling and you don't really know what's going to come next. The objects and the enemies are coming in off the sides of the screen into the play area. So you always have a good kind of bird's eye view of everything that's going on. And even though there's a lot of elements on the screen at once, it's not quite as intense as some of the other like bullet hell style shooters. Maybe because this is like a geometric type game. Everything is very much like wireframe. So your graphics, while they look cool, are never like super intense or like really, really taxing, despite the fact that there may be a lot of animation on the screen. And because of that, it I feel like gives it a fresh outlook and helps the game like play, like actually physically play on the Switch like a little bit better, as opposed to if the graphics were like super intense, highly detailed ships with a lot of like explosions and stuff like that. Again, you get a lot of things going on, but at the same time, this is like a more advanced, almost like a more advanced, cooler looking Atari game. Think of like a modernized Atari, like on steroids. And I really like the I like the idea of turning this into like a hack and slash. I think it's just fun and it's different. And for $4.99, like this is a different type of like shoot 'em up type game that's in the eShop. So if you're if you kind of wish that like maybe Hyrule Warriors was like was a little bit more like Asteroids, then maybe check this out, or Galga, I should say. But I had a good time with this. It's available now on the Nintendo eShop for $4.99, so you really can't go wrong with that. Again, the game is Breakpoint. It does have some multiplayer aspects in the fact that you can see people's like playing online, although it is only like one player, so you can't sit down and play it with somebody else. It's another one of those games too that's supported in like every language, so no matter like what region you're in, this is probably on your eShop. I had a surprisingly good time with this. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. This is a good one. I don't think it's I feel like if the soundtrack was like stellar or something, maybe I'd give it a 4, because this is one of those games that is pretty addictive. Even once you die, you'll never feel cheated or anything like that. I feel like it's balanced real well, and you're definitely going to want to keep playing it. But I do wish the music was like just a little better, because I feel like you'll spend some time in this one. But I had a good time with this game overall.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2.5s and 2 strong points made. Cases for our games from your friends here over at the Switch It Up Show. I have been at Seth Trav. He has been our friend Glenn. Let us know what you think about these titles. Let us know if you think we were a little too harsh. Let us know if there's a game you want to see us play, because we've got a lot of systems and we got a lot of time. Not really. On our hands. Please go over to our to our sister show at Preachcast. Give us a listen. Let us know what you think about the Treehouse of Horrors and all the subsequent lampoonings that they do to classic horror staples. Listen to our friend Glenn's show. He's at From the Crib. It's all Halloween stuff. And then his other show, It Came from Cherry Hill, where they talk about Monster Madness, which takes place in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Yeah, for everyone here at the Switch It Up Show, I have been, again, Seth Trav, and we've got to remind you, if things ever start to get boring, you can always switch it up.